Non, c'est ma première fois en Suisse et je suis ravi d'être ici. Little Shop of Horrors, that was directed by Frank Oz. Okay, everybody knows Frank Oz from The Muppets. So he was a puppeteer. And the wonderful thing about operating Audrey 2, there were lots of cables, right? No CGI. It was actors using cables, marionnettiste puppeteers using cables, like this. Right, and if you try to move a vine, each vine was in 3 parts. So it was jum, jum, jum. And when the director says action, very often, and you're acting and you're going, mean green mother from outer space, freeze. It freeze. Or the head turns. I also, at the very final song, mean green mother from outer space, I was 6 pods. The little singing pods. I was 6 of those. 3 in this hand, 3 in that hand. And always, 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 we have to cut, reset, because one of the heads would go, or something bad would happen. But that's what happens when you're using cables, not CGI, real human beings. But Frank Oz, because he was a puppeteer, he understood that. So he was very patient. He never lost his temper. He knew exactly what the problem was. The problem wasn't the puppeteers. The problem was the technology. But you just do it again and again and again. That's why we did this for 6 weeks. Audrey 2, I did that for 6 weeks. You do it again and again and again until you get it right. So that was a big difference.
Wait a minute. That's not a very nice thing to say.
But it's true, isn't it?
No! I don't know anyone who deserves to get chopped up and fed to a hungry plant.
Sure you do.
In Return of the Jedi, we were supposed to be, before we took the job, we were supposed to be, they told us, heavily featured. That means featured a lot in scenes with Jabba the Hutt. And we rehearsed for 1.5 days before filming started, just us, the 10 puppeteers, the 9 mime artists, one of whom was me, nobody else on the Jabba set, just us for 1.5 days to rehearse. But of course, what happened on the following Monday when filming started, you get extras, main cast, Carrie, Harrison, Mark, you get the production people, you get the carpenters, the makeup people, the lighting people, 180 people. So we kind of got lost. Amongst all these other people, we got lost a little bit. And it was very rushed. When you have a lot of people on set and you have a lot of scenes to film, it's very rushed. Maybe you have 1 rehearsal and then 2 takes. Right? So that was the big difference between filming Jedi and Little Shop of Horrors. The time. We had lots of time. Frank Oz was very patient. And if something needed to be redone, you redid it. But Return of the Jedi, because there were so many people involved, it was very rushed. And you always thought, oh, please let me do that again. Please, please, please let me do that again. But there was no time. Okay, well, I've been an actor for 42 years. And in 42 years, you do everything. Everything. I've done a lot of theatre. A lot of theatre. I've done a lot of TV, a lot of commercials. Not so many films because there aren't that many films made. I've done more films in the past 10 years than I did in the previous 30 years as a human. I wore masks in Return of the Jedi and in 2 other productions, but usually my face is seen. You do whatever the job is. If the job has special effects, you do special effects. If you're wearing a mask, you wear the mask. The kind of actor I am, you do whatever they want. If they tell you, okay, this is for special effects, okay, you do it. Oh, wow. I think every actor prefers cinema because you want to see your face on the big screen. You know, that every actor wants to see that. But television, I've done a lot of television for children, and that's fun. That's very often comedy, not serious. And it's good because I play a lot of serious parts in the theatre. But on TV, I do a lot of comedy parts. If you want to have a look at one of my commercials, which were all over Europe, except France and maybe... No, they were shown in Switzerland in the early 90s. Mr. Muscle, Monsieur Muscle, for cleaning bathrooms and windows and stuff. They're very funny. They're on YouTube. If you Google Gerald Home, Mr. Muscle, you'll find those. But so I go from serious to comedic, and I love them both.
To prove once more you don't need muscle to use Mr. Muscle, our man tested our non-smear window cleaner with added vinegar. He then tested our new foam action carpet stain remover. As you can see, Mr. Muscle makes just about anything disappear. Mr. Muscle loves the jobs you hate.
Yes, every now and then. I don't know if you know Kate Bush. Do you know a singer called Kate Bush? Yeah, she's brilliant, genius. A few years ago, she did a new album, and on the album was a song called King of the Mountain. And who was the king? Elvis Presley. King of the Mountain was Elvis Presley. And she had this idea for a video. Do you remember when Elvis, before he died, when he was doing Las Vegas and he was fat and he had the white suit? Yeah. She was going to have this white suit, and sometimes she'd be cradling it like a mother cradling a child. And sometimes the suit would be flying through the air, and sometimes it would be on a washing line, you know, with shirts and T-shirts. And she said to her record company, I want to make a video, and we'll get puppeteers to operate the white suit, because it is a puppet, the white suit, and it'll be blue screen, or nowadays it's green screen, so you will not see the puppeteers. You'll just see the white suit flying through the air and me cradling it. And the record company said, well, if you're not going to see the puppeteers, why bother? You know, we can do this in CGI in 10 minutes. And she said, no, I don't want CGI. I want human beings. They said, but why? We have to have auditions. We have to pay them lots of money. And she said, what's the point? They said, what's the point if you're not going to see the puppeteers? And she said, no, you're not going to see the puppeteers, but you will see their human warmth.